Looky, calls a foofy turkey, flapping to blue heaven. Gobble, gobble, wibble, wobble, oofsy, there are 7. Oh. Well, hello there. I didn't see you there. I was just reading a nice book with Rosie here. All right, Rosie. More books later, okay, sweetie? We thought it would be a nice thing to do to come in here and give you a nice Thanksgiving Day message. And I know that for some of you, looking in at the Skipper home here, you're going to see that we've broken one of the cardinal rules of the season, which is, of course, don't decorate for Christmas until after Thanksgiving. And so, out of Christian love for you, my brothers and sisters, why don't we have a little change of setting? Much better. This Thanksgiving Day, I want to ask you to take a moment to reflect with me on God's Word. You know, there's plenty of time today to watch the game, to preheat the oven, to unwind with family. But if we're going to devote a day to giving thanks, I think we should stop and see what God has to say about it. So join me in looking at Psalm 100, a psalm of thanksgiving. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving, and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name, for the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. I want to encourage you and challenge you today with one simple truth. It is the duty and the delight of the believer to give thanks to God. When we look at a passage like this, it's clear. Part of our faith is the responsibility and the joyful privilege of thanking God for the innumerable blessings he pours out on our lives. He made us. We belong to him. As the scriptures just said, we are his people and the sheep of his pasture. The book of James tells us that every wholesome and good thing that we enjoy and treasure in this world comes from God. Look what it says. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. And if that's true, then God is the one who deserves the credit and the gratitude for all the things that we love. That's why giving thanks for the believer, for you and me, is a sacred and a serious responsibility. But that's not all. It's also a delight. Here's why. In the words of G.K. Chesterton, the worst moment for an atheist is when he is really thankful and has no one to thank. When we look at our lives and we're filled with joy and gratitude, we know who to thank. You and I, Christians, we know who to thank, our God. But a lot of people don't. Today, they're going to sit down and count their blessings. They're going to count their joys and treasures, and they'll be filled with that same overwhelming feeling of deep thankfulness for the gifts of God in their lives. But they will not know that they're gifts. And so they won't be able to thank God for them. And that's why it is the duty and the delight of the believer to give thanks to God. So today, as you take stock of your life, as you count your blessings, give thanks. Give thanks for anything and everything you want to. For the roof over your head, for the food on your table, for your family and friends, for your health, for how he's delivered you through trials, maybe for the things that you've learned along the way. But as you give thanks, make sure you give thanks. Address your gratitude to God. Thank him for how he has blessed you. And if you're able to spend this day with others, then make sure they know that you're not just happy, you're thankful. This Thanksgiving, Christians, take seriously your responsibility to thank your God in a world that doesn't know him. And let the joy of knowing from where your blessings flow fill you all the more with gratitude. Let me read Psalm 100 one more time. And this time, I want to ask you to hear it as a message from God to you, because it is. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. Southside, from me to you, from your church family, in the Spirit of God and with the joy of the Lord in our hearts, happy Thanksgiving.